And we must talk about Xanadu because now it's sort of becoming a giant, especially on the charts. I mean, does that knock you out?
Oh, I'm so excited about the music because, it's nerve-wracking having a film come out anyway, but the music was a new thing as well, and the fact that we've had hits around the world with different songs is really, and I'm really, really excited.
Well, take Magic being released in America for a start.
Yeah.
A lot of people in your camp and sort of like your management felt that perhaps Magic should have been released also in England, and yet it's number one in England, number one in Europe. It was Xanadu, so you've got a split sort of...
I know, that's never happened to me before, and I don't think I've ever had a hit record in England. I don't think I've had a solo number one before.
What, in England itself?
Yeah, I don't think so. I mean, I have to check, but it also made it in about 4 weeks, so I was in complete shock.
So at the moment, you've got the number one hit in England with Xanadu, and in Europe, a number one hit with Xanadu. Yeah. In America, you're the number one hit with Magic. And in Australia, you've got Magic going up the charts and Don't Cry For Me Argentina, which is also going into the charts.
It's really tough at the moment.
Yes, it must be. Now, taking,
great. I'm really excited.
Taking the entire soundtrack before it was released, were you sort of apprehensive about how it would go on the charts? Considering a lot of things have bombed as far as like soundtracks, etc. You know?
Definitely. It was no one had seen the movie, so the song was unrelated, but the song is such a fantastic song. John Farrar is so brilliant. I mean, it amazes me every time he writes something. I love the song, and I felt good about it, but you just never know. It's like the movie. I'll keep my fingers crossed, but until the public see it, you just don't know.
Well, we're going to have a look at a small preview, if we may do that now, of the entire movie, some little different shots out of it. So let's sit back and have a look at that first.
All right.
All right.
Wild trombone, the band decked out in tuxedos.
Okay, well, we've, all Australian viewers have just seen part of the movie and bits and pieces of it that we saw a couple of months ago. It must have been a rather grueling movie for you because you had to do so much in it. I mean, you're tap dancing, dancing with Gene Kelly, all of that.
We did a lot because we actually filmed for like 3 months up until Christmas, then we took a break and then we went back and reshot for another 5 weeks after Christmas. And the tap dancing really was something I'd taken up for fun just before the movie, and like a fool I said to them, well, why don't we do a tap number in the film?
Right.
Then I was stuck with it then. I had to perform. I was trembly knees.
Well, Gene Kelly, when he accepted the role, I believe, didn't want to have to dance in the film either.
No, in fact, when he started the movie, he said he wasn't going to touch a tone, he wasn't going to sing a note, and he ended up singing and doing a duet with me, so...
Well, now, talking about the singing side of it, on the album, you do what I would say a duo with ELO, because you're sort of singing to their soundtrack, which Jeff Lynne wrote, which is, of course, Xanadu. You do an amazing number with the Tubes where you actually do a van thing and do your own harmonies.
Yeah.
You do a duet with Cliff Richard, a duet with Gene Kelly, do a song of John's where John's singing harmonies, and you do Magic yourself. Now, I mean, that's pretty big in one album.
I know, it was the things that John wrote for me are just incredible. It's like he wrote all these songs fitted the period, like the 40s, 80s number, which is... How he put that together, I'll never know. It was such an incredible concept.
Why did you knock back the part of Can't Stop the Music, the lead part? Sticky question?
No, it still holds true. I just had an instinct about it that it wasn't right for me. Alan told me that he had this project that he wanted me to do, and it sounded great, but when I read the script, it didn't feel right, and so I declined. And he wasn't too happy with me for a while, but, you know, we're friends again and that's all fine. Right.
Let's just quickly get back to Xanadu. With the movie itself, it's very unusual, as you were saying before, for a movie not to be released, and yet the soundtrack is already way up in the charts, and you've got 2, or actually 3 hit singles, because ELO have got theirs with I'm Alive as well, but you've got 2 number ones. What next for Olivia Newton-John? I mean, what will be the next single, do you think? Will it be the Cliff Richard one, the Tubes one?
I think it'll be the Cliff Richard, suddenly. I really love that song. I mean, that is really a special song.